Australia edges France on penalties to reach Women's World Cup semifinals. Next up is England. Mackenzie Arnold's impact on Australia's biggest Women's World Cup moment was so immense that it's hardly surprising it took vanquished France coach Hervé Renard to describe it best. "We came up against a Goliath of a goalie. What a game," Renard said. Australia won a penalty shootout 7-6 against Renard's team as their quarter-final ended 0-0 in regulation and extra time on Saturday. Arnold was the winning factor, the French coach acknowledged, both in normal time but also in extra time and then during the shootout. Indeed, Arnold was instrumental in Australia advancing to the semi-finals for the first time and ending the so-called curse of the host nation. Courtney Vine, playing in her first World Cup and going on late as a substitute, was the 10th in a line of 11 penalty takers picked for Australia. She strode to the spot, aiming to finish off where two of her teammates couldn't, and calmly converted to give the Matildas a famous victory. The Australians became the only hosts other than the United States to win a quarter-final in 9 Women's World Cups. The Matildas will play England next Wednesday for a spot in the final after the European champions beat Colombia 2-1. Arnold kept the Matildas in the game in extra time and made 3 clutch saves in the shootout, before and after missing with her own attempt that could have sealed the win. "I will remember this night for the rest of my life," she said. "That is the craziest game I've ever played, considering what was on the line. It's going to take a long time to really realize what has happened and what I've done and what the team has done. I'm just super proud to be Australian right now." The quarter-final match transfixed Australia. Fans at other stadiums, in other sports, watched live broadcasts on giant screens. The evening news was delayed by the host broadcaster, so everyone down under had a chance to watch the game on free-to-air TV. The Australians had another capacity crowd of almost 50,000 in Brisbane, after crowds exceeding 75,000 for 2 wins in Sydney. Renard said his lineup did well, considering it was a squad of 23 against 26 million rivals. "I would like to take the opportunity to congratulate them for the performance that they pulled off today against an entire nation. There were a couple of things that could have gone the other way from the day we got to Australia and right until the very bitter end. We have no regrets," he said. Australia had lost all 3 of its previous quarter-finals at Women's World Cups and went into the knockout game under intense pressure that 6 of the previous hosts were eliminated at the quarter-final stage, including France in 2019. Australia is co-hosting the tournament with New Zealand. The French were playing in the quarter-finals for the 4th consecutive time, but its only win remains its first, beating England on penalties in 2011. Both teams had chances to win it in regulation, and star striker Sam Kerr's first meaningful appearance of the tournament triggered a surge in tempo from the Australians when she went on in the 55th minute, but ultimately no goals. The French team celebrated momentarily in extra time when it appeared Australian defender Alana Kennedy's misdirected header from a corner kick had resulted in an own goal, but referee Maria Carvajal immediately disallowed it, ruling that France captain Wendy Renard had pulled the jersey of Australian forward Caitlin Ford. It would have been a contentious goal, regardless, with France awarded the corner, despite the ball appearing to go out off Vicky Becco in the 10th minute of extra time. Becco was in the thick of the late action, firing a shot early in the second period of extra time that Arnold pushed over her right post. The Australian keeper also blocked shots from Grace Gaoro and veteran striker Eugenie Lasummer, late to take the game to a shootout. A tension-filled shootout started with Arnold blocking the first shot, diving to her right from Selma Batcher. Ford took Australia's first shot, calmly slotting it past Soline Durand, who went on deep in extra time to replace France's starting goalkeeper, Pauline Perraud-Magnin-Steff. Catley missed with Australia's second shot and captain Renard stepped up and converted despite a chorus of booing from the crowd to give France a 2-1 lead. Kerr made it 2-2, and the Summer fired a shot low inside the right post to give France a 3-2 lead. Mary Fowler, who had Australia's best chance in regulation, blocked by defender Eliza de Almeida, desperately covering the line in the 41st minute, equalised without hesitation in the shootout, and Arnold, after making another save, lined up for her own shot in an attempt to win it for the hosts. She missed and went straight back to keeping duties. At 6-6, Kensar Dolly had two chances for France, both stopped by Arnold. The first went to VAR and Dolly was given another shot. The retaken penalty was well saved by Arnold, who celebrated wildly near the goalposts. After checking with the referee, Claire Hunt missed a chance to win it for Australia, with Durand getting a hand to her shot down the middle, but after the 19-year-old Becco's curling right foot shot hit the left post, Vines stepped up to make it third time lucky for Australia. The French had 3 times more shots on goal in the first half, with 9 against Australia's 3, and Morel Lacroix and La Summer forced 2 saves. From Arnold, we've shown that we thrive under pressure over and over again in this tournament, and I think I have some unhealthy addiction to do-or-die games. Australia coach Tony Gustafsson said, "To be able to do that tonight with this team has been amazing, and I can't wait to get more moments like this."